Hello everybody, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise! Yes, I am up here, because why not? Freedom of movement is amazing! We are going to do one very quick thing that I should have done at the end of last episode, but I didn't. You'll want to come to your item box after every quest and put away the things that you don't need or want in your inventory. Come auto sort again, and there we go. Now, in this one, before we talk to Hinoa or Minoto, we can talk to either of them. Should come and talk to Hamon. Here we can basically upgrade our armor, or forge or upgrade armor. Just go to tutorial, because it literally doesn't need a tutorial. And we can also forge and upgrade weapons. Yes, I can explain all this stuff, game. You basically, at this moment, have multiple options. Longsword actually has more than I was expecting. Where, you know, you can upgrade to the Kimura Blade 2, which has 10 more attack than the original Kimura Blade. Has a bit more sharpness. Well, a bit more usable sharpness. Or you can get the Iron Katana, which has 20 more, or 30 more attack to the base weapon, with less usable sharpness, but not by enough to really matter. Or the Bone, which in this case is the Serrated Jaw. We don't have enough bones for it, so it doesn't really matter. It has slightly more power, slightly less usable sharpness. Longsword also has the Bone Scythe, which is in the same boat. I'd say between all of these weapons, if you have the materials for it, the Bone Scythe is actually looking pretty good. If you don't, make the Iron Katana. I am personally not going to make any. I am only suggesting that if you are going to be continuing to use longswords. I will probably in the future push my way down another longsword line to show off longsword at another point, but we don't need to upgrade our longsword for anything we are about to do.
How about this weather,
The basics are basic, but we have to do them.
How are you today?
And we've done that, so now we get some Kimura points and an armor sphere, which is really handy. We now have the training quests, which I'm not going to be doing. And now, because we've done that, we can do this again. This is for getting golden spear bugs, which also isn't hard. We have 1-star quests here. We also have an expedition tour, which basically lets you go into an area and just exist as long as you want. The question mark means that there are monsters here that we haven't seen. So, that's a thing. And here we get some quests. I am going to start with this quest. You might be wondering why I'm not starting with this one. You'll understand in a few minutes. So, we get to the Olympus Peons. Probably said that word wrong. I don't overly care. You guys know what I was saying. We shall come, order our usual. Is the, actually I'll show. Today is still Rosie, so it's still Carver, which is, you know, not the worst, but. And once again, we only got Polisher. Oh well. Not the biggest deal. Here we are. Once again, I would suggest, yes, I understand how fog works. You just come here and you just grab everything. If you don't grab everything, at the very least, I just did that. As why I suggested gyro controls. You know what? I'll finish what I was saying first. At least grab the first aid meds and the easy rations. They're always handy to have. You'll notice, like this, your right stick now does things. Right stick was the camera. Imagine if I did not have gyro controls on right now. I wouldn't be able to move the camera, aside from running. And running doesn't even move it much. Most of the movements are because I'm moving my hands, and really, the only real movement you get is movement left and right. Kind of. And that's from running left and right. With gyro, you can still have full control of your camera while changing items. That is immensely helpful, and quite honestly, downright necessary. I do not understand why they decided that you are basically not allowed to control your camera outside of gyro while changing items in your action bar, but that's just what Capcom decided, so that's just what we have to live with. Now, I'm going to spend this quest exploring the map. Because we have 50 minutes to do this, we may as well. We don't have a dude yelling at us. Over here we have some spider web. Here we have a little shortcut cave, which has a thunderbug in it. Those are handy little bugs. And at the end of it, 3 golden spear birds. Well, spear bugs. I keep calling them spear birds. Here we have a Gaju, if I can hit it. Can you tell I am really not comfortable with this thing? Scratch my nose. Okay. There we go. We get a Gaju. It's a little fish. Get a Gaju whisker from it. Over here is a little standard wire bug. We may as well take it. And over here is yet another Gaju. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop and kill a lot of things, because gathering materials right now should be a top priority. Because, you know, you're early game. You're gonna need stuff. There's going to be things that use Gaju whiskers. And other materials that Gaju drop. Like Gaju skin. It's better to gather it now than wait until you need it, and then come have to find Gajus, and you may not go to an area that has a lot of Gajus because you remember them being, say, here, but really those 2, I believe, are basically the only Gajus you'll really find here. That is how great wire bugs work. I want to quickly poke up here, though, because there is another great wire bug location, as well as some gatherables. Get some blue mushrooms and some Pierce ammo. Pierce ammo is amazing, by the way. And this pulls us right up here through 3 more golden spear bugs and to some huskberries, which has shrapnel ammo, and into cobras. They can cure and prevent poison. They basically are snakes that heal poison. Here are some, I don't know what their names are, but they exist. Let me see if I can... There we go. I just want to know what its name is. A Gargua. Get a Gargua feather. Once again, is a thing you'll want to have. So you may as well stop and gather them as you go. There's no repercussions to doing this. Like, sure, it's taking a tiny amount of your time to go to your way to do this, but hey, we're clearing the map anyway. So, I'm actually going to eat a ration because well, we have actually more stamina than that would heal us up to. Here we get another one. It dropped a material. It dropped some poop. It's an account item. So basically, it's just for giving us some points. Here we get a bunch of these. Here we get a poison toad, which basically you can place to have it give a... It basically just shoots off some poisonous gas and poisons things. Here's some bird grass. Why do I call it bird grass? Birds live in it. Always cut the bird grass. It's so much easier with my normal weapon of the switch axe. But I suppose, if you don't want to deal with birds, then you don't have to cut it. Here we get more jewel lilies. Once a great wire bug is placed, it's placed. You never have to place it again.
This is gonna be easy.
Here we get these guys, which explode and deflate. Yes, our stamina decreased big deal. We've already raised it up some. Just gonna clear these guys out. Get some slash berries, which is slicing ammo.
Put this to good use.
These are bomb badgies. They're basically badgers that explode. Because why not? This is Monster Hunter. Just roll with it. It's literally how everything in this world works. Nothing makes sense. Thus, everything makes sense because nothing does. Here's some null berries. These heal blights and resistance downs. Basically, they heal status ailments. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Here we get some flash flies, which if you show, it stuns enemies, which is really handy. Here we get a Kelby.
Nothing personal.
Which we can harvest from and get a warm pelt and a Kelby horn. Both handy things.
I'll put this to good
The Kelby horn more so, but here we have a Vigor Wasp. It heals you. And I suppose we're not killing the Kelbies. They get up and run off after a few minutes. So, you know, I ran past some honey, but that's fine. Get some more Pierce Ammo and Latch Berries, because we're full up on Pierce Ammo now. You can only hold so much. Here we get another Jewel Lily, which I believe this is actually our last Great Wire Bugs, so we can't really do any more of these. But this takes us up here, which is rather handy, because, well, Spear Bugs. And a Brewhair. Basically, it makes some of our items better. It enhances all of these items. It only lasts for so many items used, but it is a great boost. Now, where we want to go, we're actually going to sidetrack. We're going to come over to here. It's already cleared, but you'll see why we're coming over here in a few moments. There's a handy little climbing vine, some blue mushrooms. I may as well just use this climbing vine, because why not? And here is a sub-camp location, which also has some of these right here. This is a really handy thing. You'll want to find as many of these as possible. I do not know where they all are. So this series will probably not include all of them. Here we get an Escargot, which basically is an extra healing item. Frisk is meowing in the background. You may or may not hear it. I don't know. Get a Blast Toad. They explode. Oh no, I wasn't out of Great Wire Bugs. This is probably my last one then. Away I go. Yeah, we get some bugs, some more Kelbies, some ore. There's the Gathering Ore subquest done. Whoop, wrong thing. I pushed the wrong direction. I wanted to sharpen. See, that is the problem with that bar. If you don't remember where everything is, that'll happen. I just basically wasted a potion that I did not need to use. That can also happen mid-combat. I would not... I'm going to suggest if you want to use that bar for much of anything, don't put anything valuable there. Do I have it? No, I don't. Well, let's show what this does. Kaboom! Oh, it's already dead. One-shot it.
This isn't
There we
good.
go, both flying out, and I'm paralyzed. Snow? Zelda? Either one of you? Want to help?
Careful.
Snow? That was not helpful, girl. We get a Banarba. Or Banhabra. Bug. Get a shell from it. And way over here, we get some antidote herbs. which I believe we've already found some of. Here we see a rock lizard. You can kick it and get some ore from it. I don't like kicking them. It's mean. You can kick them if you want, though. I won't judge. I'll probably judge. Yeah, I am out of great wire bugs now. Up here is a Jagras, the first one we've actually encountered. I am so bad with this. I am definitely not a longsword user, as you've all very, very likely figured out by now. Small monster list has been updated. And we get a bug and bitter bug. Those are pretty handy to have. And we get little felines. They'll steal your stuff. They're kind of mean. Yep, I went right over where I wanted to be. Because there is up here a god bug. Those are also very handy. Here we get some more Jagras. Longsword is way too stabby for my liking. Oh, excuse me. I do not know why I am gassy, because I have not eaten recently. I am legitimately trying my best to use this thing, but I am just really bad with it. We get some needleberries, which become spread ammo. I'll explain what the various ammos do when I'm using a bow gun. As you may guess, the guns use ammo. Gun Lance does not use ammo, so keep that in mind. We get a stick mink, which I'll just place that down so I can collect this. It basically lures monsters, which is pretty handy, I guess. I've never used one, but
Sweet.
I've heard some people using them to decent effect, so they can't be entirely useless. And now we have this entire map completely uncovered. We get a junk pile. Mazel. Use this. Get a whale nerd. It draws in large monsters. It also basically just attracts monsters. Hop down here. Show off this. It deals damage. Normally inflicts a blight too. Jagras are not the most confident of monsters, so they do tend to run away a lot. But though they may not be confident, they do tend to be pretty aggressive. So, expect them to aggro to you a lot, and then run away after you kill a single one. And now we basically just need one more. So, may as well just come up here to get it. And hey, snow beetle. Quest complete. I'm hitting something apparently. I think I was still hitting it. I do wish you could skip this cutscene. So I could, you know, start gathering immediately and not lose 10 seconds of the timer. Oh, I am legitimately full up on stuff. Don't need a barrel. Sharp claws are more helpful than barrels. Barrels can be bought. Sharp claws cannot be bought. Another thunderbug. Once again, very helpful little bugs. These little buffs only last for your quests. They're not exactly permanent, but, you know. Notice, we've basically managed to completely fill our bar there, which is really nice. Our attack is now maxed completely. Shoot patch, but didn't actually get to gather it. It's another account item. There we get a bunch of rewards. It's quite a lot of stuff. Snow and Latte are now both level 3. Now, Kagero has something to say to us. Subcamp location. So, he'll basically set up a camp there for us if we slay Semizuchi, which is why I was saving that quest for after. I am going to now put things away, just as I suggested you always do. And bam! Stuff away. I do need to resupply myself on this potion, because I wasted that potion. Do we have any herbs right now? Okay, yes we do. We have 14. Herbs make potions. So, that's why I was wondering if we had any herbs. Now, let us change our equipment. Let us go for... Let's use a lance. More lance. Back in the day, I used to use lances. I haven't used them in forever, so I'm not going to be very good with them. There will be our first example of a weapon with a shield. Look at this thing. Pretty big shield.
What is it?
Now, as we have this weapon, we can come here and we can see all the upgrades it could possibly have. This is what I was expecting Longsword to be like. And with most weapons, I would honestly suggest you just go with the iron variant. You're not gonna notice the lack of usable sharpness, and the extra damage you will probably actually notice. So, keep that one in mind. There's also more that goes into a weapon's damage than just its attack number. So, there isn't that big of a gap between these. Total sharpness goes into it. There's a lot of things that go into it. But the iron line tends to be pretty good. Once again, I'm not going to bother upgrading because we really do not need to currently.
Dongo are a taste of heaven.
We're getting a lot of armor spheres and stuff, which is always handy to get. We'll get this again. More golden spear bugs. And because these are all the same, but this is quickest, well, because there's only 3. Actually, I could just do this. Yeah, wait, that's 2 quests. So, yeah, we'll definitely get that. So we'll just go up here and abandon that, and grab this instead. Because all of these are in the Shrine Ruins. And now, we're gonna do this, because we need to hunt Izuchi anyway.
Be careful out there.
And we're going to come and eat.
I've got lots of tasty.
Actually, before we do that, I'm going to explain Motley Mix. Basically, you give her raw ingredients, and she gives you something in return. Pretty handy. To give an example of this, I will use raw meat. We will hand her 10 raw meat. Actually, 12 raw meat. I think 12 is the amount I want. We shall pay with points, because points are easier to come by than money.
Just a moment. Whoa.
bam! Voice crack. We get 12 well-cooked, well-done steaks. And now, she wants to talk with us. And now, she will give us Dango tickets. We get 5. I think we would have only gotten 4 had we done 10 of them. But those tickets basically increase the chance of skills activating by 30%? 40%. So they're pretty handy. This is another daily special. It reduces the time between gathering points respawning. Not the most necessary. There we go, getting everything!
That'll do.
Here we are, it's now nighttime. Now that we've been around everywhere, I'm not going to be going that same big roundabout path every time, because that would get boring. I'm also probably not going to be fighting absolutely everything, because not everything is really all that necessary to hunt and fight. Right here we get some trap bugs, which are basically Clatrops. You place them down, monsters will hurt themselves as they step on them. It's pretty handy. Wouldn't say it's the most handy little bug, but, you know, it's definitely better than a cockroach. Here we get more spear birds. These are the monsters I was referring to normally being here that weren't during the tutorial quest. We get Dragon Strike Nut, gives us some Wyvern ammo. We get the Stink Mink, which I don't really see much point to. We basically just need to get over to where the monsters are. Which, albeit this does take a little while. So, if you want to ride your Palamute, once again, that's on you. I won't judge. I will totally judge. But, you know, it is all up to personal preference. I honestly really just like running. It's also really hard to get out of the habit of just running, because in previous Monster Hunter games, that's basically all you could do was just run. So that's kind of what I'm used to doing. And you know, I mentioned the longsword being a little too stabby for my liking. Well, here's a weapon that basically just stabs. You get low stab, high stab, and I believe a wide slash. Yes. Yeah, with Mizuchi. I said I'm go- Excuse me. Also, if we hold ZR, we can block. Once again, I am not good with stabby weapons. I'm just not. Thank you, Latte. You want to actually attack that one, Snow? Or are you just gonna bark at it? Oh, Lance users are probably cringing so hard right now. But hey, Longsword users just got to cringe, so now it's your turn. I'm at least not going to pretend I'm even remotely good with these weapons. I could probably hunt a bigger monster with them, but nothing actually dangerous. Like, there's no way I'm taking on an Elder Dragon with a lance. That's not gonna happen. I would very quickly find myself back in camp if I were to try that. I don't think picking up a wire bug when you already have one actually does anything, but it's a thing you can collect, so I tend to just collect it. because I can. I am a simple person. It says push A, I push A. I will be keeping the lance on for probably the next 2 quests after this as well. Oh, I thought they would be a little closer. That's on me. I should have looked at the mini-map. Lance does everything in 3s. I believe, yeah, you can attack and do things while holding down block. So, that's a thing. There's a lot to lances I just simply don't know, so who would have thought? I'm not an expert with this weapon I suck with.
Let's see what you have.
I know I'm going to be saying that a lot with a lot of weapons. I just want to really get that point home.
Sweet.
That this is a good weapon. I just can't use it to save my life. I don't want anyone looking at my gameplay here and being like, oh, that's a bad weapon. Give it a try for yourself. You may enjoy it. And the biggest bonus that that the Lance and Gun Lance both have is their ability to, well, basically not take damage if you're good enough. Well, you'll still take damage because some attacks aren't blockable, but anything that is blockable, you'll just not take damage from.
Pay attention to your stamina.
Yes, yes, I know. Now, one thing I will note, and this is something that's always bothered me about lances, when you are in combat, your dodging ability is through the floor. You lose almost all mobility with a lance, or gun lance. For instance, normal dodge rolling. Lance dodging. It's not good. In here, I want to gather the honey. I'll gather the honey. Which I think I said I missed before, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm just an idiot.
Doing great.
I'm not actually going to stop and cut the grass this time. We don't need it. My voice is cracking a lot. I hope that is not bothering people. This is done the same recording session the last one was done on. Which I will use now as an opportunity to make mention. If I don't talk about something, there's probably a good chance that I am waiting until it's relevant to talk about it. So, and I am purposely skipping those monsters because I want the, I want to finish the optional subquest. Collect these little buggers. And I know I can do that right there, so. Actually, there's a spot I want to go to that's a little better for finishing this off. You might be wondering, how is this spot better? There's things that we'll want to stab in the face that are also in this area. That are currently not here. You guys gonna come out? Tasty mushrooms. These herbs. Okay, there's not here. There's another type of bug that is rather handy to kill. Quest complete. Yeah, even with Lance, pressing ZR will still draw your weapon. So, I think every weapon pushing ZR will still draw your weapon. It's just whether it'll actually do an attack or not is another story. So you don't have to use X to draw if you don't want to. Here's a Bitterbug. I think there's actually something else around here we may want. Oh yeah, it's stuff in the house. Some latch berries, a mandragora, which is really handy. As it says, it's required to make max potions, which actually aren't very helpful in this game, but still handy. They were better in older games. Get a bunch of rewards. Our buddies are now level 4. Now we have a quest that can be reported to Kagero. And now we'll have that camp set up.
See you later.
Now, I think we have time for one more quest, so we'll do one more quest. I don't have a great estimate of how long this has been. I just know how long the last episode was in the recorder, so... Yeah. Normally I'll probably only be doing 1 or 2 quests per video, but these ones are so short.
It's a good day for a hunt.
We may as well do more. Small monsters, more spear bugs. Especially where these are just gathering things. These, I believe, are close to the other camp, so we'll do this one. Now, even though we're not going to be fighting anything, or at least going out of our way to fight anything, I would still suggest you eat, because eating does still give you more stamina to work with. So, it's always handy to still eat. Now we are in, and as we now have, and yes, I understand how this stuff works. We now have that extra camp that's kind of being covered up by some of the dots that show us where things are. That almost went kind of bad. We come here. Now we're going to fast travel to the other camp, because you can just do that. You can't spawn there. You can fast travel here. And yeah, I know I didn't pick up the stuff. We don't need it. We don't need the extra stuff. Having the extra ammos and stuff could be helpful, but is far from necessary. Especially for this quest. That we are literally almost done. So I may do the other quest as well. Which would be pretty handy to leave the quest we will unlock after this for next episode. We need to go way up there for this. I think that was also a case of up there, but I couldn't exactly launch a bug. Yeah, there it is. And quest complete. Flame nuts, they give gunpowder level 2. Which basically makes level 2 ammo, which is pretty helpful. I missed again. I was gonna try to create wire bug. Oh well. I love the end of quest theme. It's really nice. Almost all of the music in Monster Hunter is really nice. Well, I say almost. I don't think I've ever heard a bad track from a Monster Hunter game. So, just in other words, saying every Monster Hunter song is good. Hoogie over the tea shop's been looking for us. She's upset over something. We should go check on her. I'd love to, but she says the worst news ever, and we do still have one more quest here we can do.
Dongo are
So,
a taste of heaven.
we may as well do it. Oh, hey, we have another thing for quests in the Shrine Ruins. May as well. We're gonna be here for a while.
Here's the quest list.
So let's do this one too. We've got the time.
Don't forget to eat.
I'm sure she'll be okay with us coming over here and eating. I mean, we'll pay her money this time.
I've been waiting for you.
Just to make up for the fact we're ignoring her request for now. We'll pay her some money. And we only got medic. I deserve that. And I'm gone! Here we are. Night again. See, the sub camp doesn't really help us here, and I'll actually grab... Yeah, I'll grab everything. This. Bam. If you don't eat, you won't have that extra space on your stamina bar. Actually, I believe your stamina will actually just flat out be lower as well. So, eating is a very, very helpful thing to do. Now, I will actually be using the lance for another combat quest. I want to give every weapon at least 2 quests, but... like, 2 quests of actual usage. But I may as well just keep it equipped for now. Because there's not a huge point in de-equipping it. Where we're probably just going to be using it for the next combat quest. And yeah, I'll go back to what I was mentioning earlier. If I haven't mentioned something, there's probably a good reason I haven't mentioned it. So, just give me some time. I will probably mention what you think I've forgotten about. So, just bear with me a bit. So you don't need to spam comments and be like, you forgot to say this or talk about this. I will probably get to it. Do not worry. You're very, very intelligent heads. I mean that legitimately. There is a lot of people that know far more about Monster Hunter than I ever will. Oh, I need up there. I can do this. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Yeah, just like give me the benefit of the doubt of that I know stuff, and that I will probably talk about what you want me to talk about. If I don't talk about something vitally important, then that can be made mention of to me. Like if I forget explaining something important, then yes, by all means, remind me to talk about it. Because I probably didn't mean to miss talking about it. It just slipped my mind. There's also probably been multiple occasions so far where I've started a thought and then didn't finish it. I will probably be making fun of myself in editing. Because, well, why wouldn't I? I don't know how... Well, I know how you would faint in a quest like this. And how you'd faint in a quest like that is just, well, being attacked by things. And we have a thing to explain that I will explain next time. So, yeah. With that, let's come over to here, and I'll get the camera where I want it to be. And bam. Yes, with that, thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you next time for more Monster Hunter Rise, as we find out what the worst news ever actually is. See you all then.